let's talk about FaZe Clan. And this was interesting. FaZe Clan in the news because they put out an update 3 or 4 days ago, I think on May 27th, on where the CEO Lee Trink updated stakeholders on the plan to go public. So it was supposed to go public. It was supposed to be completed the first quarter of 2022. They failed to complete the transaction in time. Now they filed multiple amendments to the SEC and a letter on May 27th to give this update. Now, in this letter, Lee Trink, who's the CEO of FaZe Clan, shared, first of all, that CFO Amit Bajaj resigned due to personal reasons and that the position will be left vacant for the time being, at least. And additionally, Trink revealed that Citigroup, the investment bank that was advising FaZe on the merger, has resigned in their role. He did say the bank's advisory role is largely complete, and we believe the bank's resignation will not slow down our entry into the public market, and we do not expect to hire another financial advisor in connection with the de-SPAC. So, CFO resigning, Citigroup resigning. Now they're saying they expect this to be completed by July, and according to the deal's terms, it has to be completed by July 25th, or the deal is basically dead. They're going to have a shareholder vote. There's a bunch of details in here, not as relevant. But Trink closed the letter saying, there's a lot of noise about where we are as a company, but I reassure you that we are on a great trajectory. How do you guys feel about Lee Trink's and enthusiasm here around FaZe's SPAC merger, essentially IPO? Jeff,
man, it's like this is almost becoming a recurring segment. I mean, none of these things are good. You know, even taken on their own, they're not good, right? The CFO leaving right before you get public is really always a very, very bad sign. And maybe, you know, it says for personal reasons. Who knows? There could be some circumstances that we're not aware of. But take it at face value, that's really bad. Oftentimes, you know, you would think you'd want to stay. There's usually some vesting when things go public. You'd sell your stock. So, like, that is a massive red flag. Citigroup, then your investment bank effectively quitting is arguably even maybe more of a red flag because they've already done the work and now they've quit before they probably get paid. They probably get paid some portion of it, but you know, they're quitting before the deal is done. Like that's, I can't even think of a bigger red flag. And then also in this filing, you know, this was around their quarterly results. And I think they said they did 16 million in revenue. And in the shareholder letter, he said something like, you know, a lot of people on the outside are going to compare this, you know, to our previous sort of forecasts, which I looked for and I couldn't find for the quarter, but they had projected to do 90 million for the year. So, you know, their run rate is clearly a little off, which, you know, to be fair, that's probably back half weighted and there's growth every quarter. So I don't know exactly how big of a miss it was, but it was definitely a miss based on what he said in the letter. So obviously not great. Frankly, they just picked the worst possible time to try to do this. They caught the tail end of the SPAC mania. If we were having this conversation exactly a year ago, everyone would be salivating over when this went public. The stock would probably go up 60, 70% day one. And it would be, you know, all the apes on Reddit would be going crazy over this because Snoop Dogg would like tweet a picture of like a mirror or something like that. And it would go to like 1 million because of that. It's just a different world this year than it was, you know, last year. So what do I think happens? I think the company will still get public. I think the deal will get done. I think it will probably get done at probably 40% low. Either they will lower the price prior to the deal getting done, or the stock will probably go down 40, 50% in the first 2 or 3 months. And then that's reasonable. Like FaZe Clan is a legitimate org. You know, they're losing money, but they have a business, right? They're going to generate $100 million roughly in revenue over the next, you know, call it 2 years. It should probably be a $400 or $500 million market cap. Like they have something there. It's just not $1 billion business. Not yet.
Lindsay, break down the psychology of his last. I wanted you guys to comment on that last flourish at the end of his letter, right? That there's a lot of noise, but he reassures us they're on a great trajectory. Do you think that's fair? That's a fair evaluation of the situation?
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with Jeff more. I am buying this stock on day one. I am diamond handing it to the moon. No, I'm just kidding. None of this bodes
I was
well.
really hoping you were not kidding. That would
Yeah,
be
I really wanted you to run with that.
I
Diamond hands.
I know. I've reached all my like Wall Street bets lingo in the first 10 seconds. Um anyways, no, that last sentence actually kind of made me giggle because it's the thing that made me believe in it the least, I guess. I say this as someone I've said this before and I'll say it again. I would be happy to be proven wrong about this. I hope that they're a successful company. I think any esports org that can figure out a monetization structure and stick with it is just doing good things for the industry. I have no qualms with FaZe, anything of that nature. When you say like, oh yeah, our CFO resigned and Citigroup backed out of the deal, and then you're like, but this is just noise. It's like that's not just noise. Like it would have been more honest to say something like, it's been a tough road to get where we are, but we're so excited about the future. I don't know, something like I just felt like it completely calling all of that noise just felt really disingenuous to me, and really like just downplayed the situation in a way where it was like, okay, this whole letter is so self-serving, you know? And you know that those types of things are self-serving because they have to be. That's the point of them. But like seeing it thrown in your face is a little odd to me. It's like, okay, so there's just no accountability. People are resigning, Citigroup's leaving, and you're just like, nah, it's just noise. Like,
It is true. Calling it noise is a little.
It does feel like
brushing it off
he's
a little.
probably. I think he's probably lost Wall Street already in the sense, similar to how I think Skills, their management team has just completely lost Wall Street. It's like you do see this very often, particularly, it happens a lot in the gaming, media, like entertainment space too. Like as soon as Wall Street kind of gets the sense that you're not an operator, you're not executing, and maybe you're not spending capital wisely, or you say one thing and then the results are the other. I just think for whatever reason in this sector, like they just tune you out immediately. Maybe it's the whole hate-driven nature. Yeah, I mean, it just feels like very swift, and so I worry that he may not last in that role if they are to continue on the public journey.
The diehards double down.
No, there's love, Jeff, for between you and Hardware Barbecue, clearly. And Hardware Barbecue says, yes, humans of Reddit. These are the influencers of our time, right? These are the tastemakers of our time, I think, the humans of Reddit.